Well, Florida's homeowners have been hurt in the past several years by the rising cost of homeowners insurance. This week, as the regular session of the legislature got underway in Tallahassee, House Speaker Daniel Perez announced a major investigation into insurance companies.
We are the House of Representatives. We are the voice of the people. We must speak for them on the issues that matter. Property insurance matters to the people of Florida. A couple of years ago, the insurance industry came to the legislature and said, without sweeping reforms, companies could not compete in Florida. We have since learned of reports in existence at the time but not disclosed to the legislature that may suggest some insurance companies were using accounting tricks to hide substantial profits while telling us they were in a crisis. I have asked the Insurance and Banking Subcommittee to conduct hearings, and they will have access to the full range of tools, including issuing subpoenas, putting witnesses under oath, and hiring outside experts.
The investigation was prompted by a report in the Tampa Bay Times that said that some homeowners insurance companies claimed economic hardship while at the same time transferring billions of dollars to shareholders and sister companies. Rosemary, that was a breathtakingly strong pronouncement by the House Speaker. I don't think I've seen any House Speaker say anything like that about a big corporation, big corporations in the past. And when he used the word accounting tricks to hide, the words accounting tricks to hide profits, that was amazing.
And it was nice to see the bipartisan support, too, for this. You know, homeowners have been duped. We have been pickpocketed. This report that he talks about, which was commissioned by the state, shows that insurance companies are siphoning off profits and sending them to affiliates, and which for billions of dollars. I mean, there were over 50 companies in the 3-year study said they were barely scraping by at the same time that they were reporting revenues of $14 billion. So, you know, hip, hip, hooray. The legislature is going to investigate the insurance companies with subpoena power. But, you know, it's hard to have a lot of hope because, as we heard, the legislature had a special session just 2 years ago for insurance reforms that made it a lot harder for you to sue your insurance company if they don't pay up. And what's happened? The Sun Sentinel dug into this. For the 9 consecutive quarters after that reform passed, premiums went up every quarter. An average of 31% statewide in 2 years. And personally, in Dunedin, my own insurance has gone up 33% a year for the last 2 years. And finally, the other outrage is that the Tallahassee, the DeSantis administration has kept this report from being released to lawmakers at the time they're doing reform. The Tampa Bay Times asked for it. It took 2 years for them to get this report. And so bully for the Times for being a bulldog on getting the kind of information people deserve to know about this ripoff.
Steve, that's the thing that struck me the most too, that this report was hidden by the DeSantis administration for years. It existed, but they wouldn't give it to Lawrence Maurer over at the Times-Herald.
That's correct. This, you made a reference to Daniel Perez's strong language from the rostrum there on Tuesday, and it's a harbinger because, and this has been widely reported, but the Speaker, after all these years of the legislature acting like a lapdog to Ron DeSantis, the legislature is finally forcefully standing up to this guy in the last 2 years of his tenure as governor. So you have they're going to hold hearings and they're going to put insurance executives under oath. And they're also talking seriously about overriding some of Ron DeSantis's budget vetoes from last year on water projects, arts and cultural programs, and the like. It's a very healthy thing to see. I hope it lasts.
Barry, what's your take on this?
Well, I welcome the investigation, but I think the investigation shouldn't be about these insurance companies. We already knew that they were doing that. Heritage was paying their CEO $25 million right before it collapsed and he sold the company. We should be investigating why the head of the insurance commissioner, who's going to be a congressman in a month, Jimmy Petronas, was part of the cover-up of keeping this covered up, and investigate who in the governor's office kept it covered up. Did it reach the governor? Who knew what and when? So that's, I think, where the real investigation. We knew the insurance companies were already doing this, but also the legislature has power. They can put people under oath. Remember when Sandy Mortham testified 25 years ago in the House? She wasn't under oath, and all the doctors were fleeing the state. And then in the Senate, they put her under oath. Oh, and no doctor was fleeing because of malpractice insurance. So they need to put people under oath when they testify.
Do that? You think?
They say they are, but I hope they do. But the Senate needs to do it too, under oath.
Daniel, there have been at least 3 special sessions dealing with the insurance crisis here in Florida, and the insurance companies got everything they wanted from those sessions.
It underscores once again the power of lobbying in Tallahassee. The lobbyists are really the third branch of government in this state. I agree with everything everybody said. I would just underscore one quick point. This story shows that newspapers still count. Now, I know we come from a tough business, Rosemary and Steve, but this proved once again that newspapers can still make a difference in people's lives.
And dogged reporting by Lawrence Maurer, waiting 2 years for the document to be
That's what it takes.
made public.